Yesterday we looked at how to write the equation of a line and how to use a table of values to do that. Today we're going to be talking about lines again, but we're going to be talking about something special about lines called their slope. Now before we get into slope, as a way to kind of introduce it, I want you to understand that slope is just a way of measuring the steepness of a line. So when you think about measuring, we measure things all the time. You can see I've got a picture of a ruler here. We measure the lengths that things are. They can be in centimeters or meters or feet or inches. We measure how much space something takes up in milliliters or in centimeters cubed when we're measuring volume. We can measure the temperature of something in degrees Celsius or degrees Fahrenheit. We can measure the weight of things, how heavy they are in a sense, by how many pounds or how many kilograms they are. So depending on what we want to measure, we use a different unit of measurement. So slope is just measuring the steepness of a line. So let me show you what I mean by that. Well, first of all, imagine that you were going to a fair, like the Markham Fair or something like that, and you were on a roller coaster. Okay, the experience on this roller coaster here is very different than the experience on this roller coaster. And of course, the biggest difference anyways, isn't the lineups, but how big the drops are, the steepness of the roller coasters that you're going on. Okay, another way to look at it would be to think about a hill and to say, oh, I can ski down that big hill. I'm getting really good at skiing and I can go down that big hill over there. But if someone were to say, I can ski down this big hill, there's a huge difference between skiing down these two hills. And again, the difference is the slope, how steep that line is, how quickly you're going down whenever you're going over. Again, if you were to imagine a company that had to re-shingle a roof, the shingles are just the things that go on top of the roof that protects the roof from rain getting in. Look at these two buildings. One of them, if you had to go on a ladder and try and re-shingle it, it's much more dangerous than the other roof on the right that's flat. And the main difference is how steep the angle of the roof is, the slope of the roof. So when we're measuring the slope of a line, the way that we do that is we look at how much we're going to go up from one point to another point on the line, and then how much we go over from one point to another point on the line. So we measure the rise over the run. So I like to think of rise as bread that's rising when you sit it out, and rising goes up. So up or down, that's rise. And then run, I think of these people working out, running back and forth from side to side. So when you think of rise, up and down. When you think of run, think back and forth. One more way to help illustrate this idea of slope is to look at these triangles here. Often in class, I like to put out these triangles and have students rearrange them in order of their slope. So I've done it for you here. You can see that triangle G is a much steeper slope than triangle C. So again, slope is just a way of measuring how steep that line is.